you seeing stars yet? Of course you are. We're going to use these this morning for a little project.
Well, hello. Welcome to my shop again this morning. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to work more with paper than we are with wood, although it's going to be a combination deal. What we're going to make is these little bookmarks. They're sort of a slip-on type of bookmark. It's not your typical bookmark, but it allows you to place it like a regular bookmark in a book where you want to position where you left off. But you could also slide it in sideways or from the bottom to mark a certain part of the page. Well, I thought I would demonstrate how this little bookmark works. It's a bookmark, and you wouldn't think any instruction was necessary, and probably isn't. But I thought I'd show you how this comes out. When you get it cut out, of course, it looks like this. It's got a white side and it's got a decorative star side. And let's say you're reading your book, of course. You take it and you finish up. Well, let's go to a full page instead. Let's say you finish up on this page here. Doorbell rings. You got to go answer it. You could take the bookmark if you just want to do it simply. Slide it along the top like that. Close up your book and you're ready to go. And if, for example, you're on this side, however, you might want to have the blue side facing up where you left off so that you don't get it mixed up. I mean, if you pick the book up next time, you'll see that it's got the white area facing, which means you were on the other page. Of course, you can open up to that page and you're ready to go. Also, and what is great about these slip-on bookmarks is that let's say for example that you finish down here, and again, phone rings. You want to slide it on, marking the spot where you left off, which would be that line there. And then you close it up. Now you could do this with a regular bookmark, but it's likely to fall out. This has a better grab to it. And you just put it like that. When you come back, you open it up, and you'll know what line you're going to start on, or the one you left off with, depending upon how you want to do it. It'll help you do so. Now, you could cut these out just plain old white, or you can do them in other colored papers if you want. What I did was I purchased a pack of 80-pound bond paper, I believe it was, which is almost like a card stock. Not quite, though. It's still flexible. And I took 3 pages of this paper that I got, and I printed this little star field on it. This is going to make a decorative background for our bookmark. As I said, you could use them plain, or you could use other kinds of pictures, or use your own imagination to decide what you want to do. But I decided on this little pattern I found on the internet. I modified it a little bit so that it would work with our project here. So what we've got to do is take our bookmark pattern, which you will get, by the way, if you want this pattern, you can download it from my Etsy store, and you'll get this plus the star field too, if you decide you want to use that. And you'll also get a bunch of little patterns that are free. They're easy to work with and good sometimes for beginners particularly, but there are some that might be a little bit tricky too. It'll be sort of a grab bag, but I put those in a pack so that you get your money's worth, which most of my packs only go for $3.50, basically to cover the charge that Etsy charges me, and use a little bit more to help sponsor these videos that I do. So what you want to do is take the pattern, and what I've done is I've cut it to size here. Nothing really specific. Let me just check the measurement on this. This is, okay, it's 3 inches wide. Okay, 3 inches wide. And what I did was I took this cardstock that I have, and I sliced it into 3-inch wide sections so that I can stack them like that. We're going to cut more than one bookmark at a time. And this is going to be the actual design for the bookmark, but it's going to be on this kind of cardstock when it's done. Make it a little heavier than regular plain old paper. You could probably do it with plain old paper as well. Alright, so what we have to do is cut this down to size though. So we're going to take our scissors. Let me back off here a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take the pattern. I'm going to cut this down along the 3-inch line that I made. Like that. Okay. Now, as I said, I sliced this up into 3-inch sections also, so we got 3 of them anyways. And what I'm going to do, since the pattern is different on each one, is I'm going to just sort of shuffle these around so that we don't get the exact same pattern on each one. It'll be a little bit different, and it'll look a little bit different. You can shuffle them like cards if you want. Doesn't have to be too spectacular in there. Alright, now, to cut paper like this, you're going to need a very small blade, usually a 3-inch, 3 reverse tooth blade, for example, would probably be appropriate for this. But it's still kind of hard to just cut paper like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sandwich the stack between 2 pieces of birch plywood. This is 1/8 inch plywood. And so we're going to put it in like that and put the other one on the back. Now this gives us a little bit of support when we do our cut. You don't have to worry about lining anything up because you're going to be putting the pattern on the top so that you can see it. Alright, so we take these and we take our tape here. Just turn this around. Lay it down flat. Take this tape, painter's tape as usual. Put along the edge and sandwich this really tight with your fingers while you're taping it so that it has some pressure there on both sides. Okay, we're off to a good start. And now you just take one more piece and overlap it a bit. Like that. And we've got our nice little sandwich here. Take that out of the way. Now, of course, take our pattern and lay it down flat like that. And take some glue stick. My favorite method for attaching patterns. And then we take the sandwich and put this right down on top of it. Again, as I said, you don't have to worry about lining things up that perfectly. Alright. Now you can see how we have our patterns ready to go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go drill some entry holes here in the inside sections of the pattern, and then also drill on the exterior too, so we can cut these out on our scroll saw. I'm going to go do that on the drill press. Okay, here we are with the drill press. I'm going to put these entry holes here. We'll just start at the top probably of any one of these sections. Okay, you can see where I've drilled the holes on each one. And now we're going to take our scroll saw and cut these out. As you can see, this is going to be a very easy and simple project. Okay, I don't know if you can see it really clearly. I think it's pretty good. But I've got a number 2 blade here, and it ought to do a pretty neat job. Notice how the teeth are very close together, and it should do a very nice job cutting through that paper without doing too much shredding damage. Okay, we got our new blade on here now. Our number 2 blade. We're going to try this very slowly. Take our time to cut around. Here we go. Okay, completed the first cut. Not having done this before, I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work. Let's take a look and see. Here's the inside pieces that we cut out, and they form very nicely into sections that are going to work with the bookmark. But I found too that as I was cutting, that thin blade, while it does a smooth cut, is a little hard to control. So what I'm going to do is thicken it up a little bit on the next one, and we're going to use a number 3 blade instead. See how that works. Okay, I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is the number 3 reverse tooth blade I'm going to use. It's a little bit more widespread on the teeth, but I think it'll work okay. This is a number 3. Okay, we're up and at 'em with a new blade in here, number 3, and we're going to try. We'll lower the speed a little bit too, see if we can control this blade a little better. Here we go. Okay, that went much better. Much better control with a thicker blade. I would recommend you make that switch in the idea here. And it seems to have clipped them out pretty much the way it has on the other one. So there's really no great loss there. Better to have control in that manner. So we're going to cut the outside of this now, all with the number 3 blade. Okay, that went along pretty smoothly. Let's pop these out and see how they look. Alright. There's your bookmarks all stacked together, of course. In order to separate them, you gotta dig around in here a little bit with your fingers. There you go. And they come apart fairly easy, I think. Here's our little bookmark for our project. Okay, I'm going to do the other set, and we'll go up there and finish this off. Okay, we've effectively cut out all of the bookmarks that we need here for now. On the second set that I did, went a lot faster, which only indicates that when you practice, I suppose things get easier. And they came out pretty good too. Now you just want to separate these to have individual bookmarks, of course. I found a couple of things, obviously, since this is the first time I'm doing this as well. One is that you probably should use a thicker blade, unless you're really adept at using a thin blade. Thicker blades doesn't seem to have any problem with it. They went along smoothly. And secondly, I would probably, as I said, I used about an 80-pound paper on this. I would probably go to a higher one, maybe a 90, maybe even 100 plus. You might want to experiment with this and try it out different ways. The back side, of course, is white. The front side has that little design pattern that we made up. You can make up your own design patterns too by just simply taking 8.5 by 11 paper and putting some kind of a background on it and cutting it up as I had instructed you to do so earlier. You can also do other things with this too. You could probably rig it up so that you make a little design on there you can cut out. You could probably put a name on it. A lot of different ways of handling this, but I just wanted to see how this would work, and I think it looks pretty good actually. Now remember, if you want this pattern, you can download it directly from my Etsy store, and you'll get a bunch of other little patterns along with it, a grab bag sort of, that you can work with. You can also take probably a plain white side if you want to, and get some little stickers, stick them on there, name stickers or thematic stickers for the season. They make nice little gifts, little giveaways for maybe kids in school to give as a gift to somebody. Inexpensive, easy to work with. Well, I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, give it a thumbs up down there, and you might want to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And thank you for watching.